My name is Kelly Masche, and I was born punctually on my due date on January 13th, 1987, to my two parents, Keith and Lorraine. My mom was a nurse and my dad was an engineer, so my career choice ended up being much different than theirs. I was the third of three girls, but quite a bit younger than my sisters. My middle sister, Katie, is 5 years older than me, and my oldest sister, Janelle, is 8 years older than me. I was a colicky baby, and my sisters often asked if they could return me to the hospital. I grew on them after a few years. All three of us are very different, both in looks and personality. Our relationships have been rocky over the years, but we get along well now and all have two kids, which makes family get togethers very fun. I had a great childhood that included a lot of travel, sports, and dance. Dance was a huge part of my life from age 3 to 17. I danced competitively from age 6 to 17 at Larkin Dance Studio in the Twin Cities. I was always twirling, doing the splits, and breaking into dance in random places. I continue to do this sometimes while I am at school. Dance taught me to be tough, work hard, step outside my box, and accept feedback in order to get better. I also got into running at an early age. I did track and field from 6th grade through college. I also joined cross country my senior year of high school. It was one of the best things I have ever done and wished I would have found the sport earlier. I continue to run now and prefer trail running and doing 5Ks. My family was not really religious, and it is not something that is part of my life today. I do believe that there is a higher power. I enjoyed school and learning throughout my entire academic career. I was a good student that followed the rules and did as I was told. I graduated from Roseville High School in the cities and attended college at the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse. I was not sure what I wanted to do and found therapeutic recreation during my sophomore year. During my sophomore year in college, I also met my now husband, Brad. We love to be adventurous together and try new things. We haven't done so much lately since expanding our family, but we look forward to getting back to that soon. We got married in June 2012, so we are coming up on 6 years of marriage, and time flies. My husband makes me a better person because we are very opposite people. School was difficult for him, and he had ADHD diagnosis that he carries with him today. He opens my eyes to the other side of school for students that did not do well academically and how stressful that can be on a student and their parents. I graduated from UWL in 2009 and worked at Family and Children's Center as a recreational therapist for students that were removed from school for half of the day, so they were considered at-risk youth. I loved working with these students and it really influenced my future career. I enjoyed the challenge of figuring out what worked for each student and building relationships with those that were guarded at times. I enjoyed advocating for students that needed help and knew that I was a safe and consistent person in their life. Unfortunately, due to lack of funding, the program closed. I moved on to work for the La Crosse YMCA as a school-age director, running before and after school programming. I enjoyed working with elementary-age students, but I also entered management and managed 60 college students, which was enjoyable but incredibly challenging. While I was working for the YMCA, we welcomed our first son, Dalen, into the world. When we expanded our family, it was clear to me that I needed a new career so I could spend more time with my family. Ever since I graduated with my bachelor's degree, I thought about being a teacher and thought it might have been a better fit for me. But I ignored my gut for years, and I couldn't do it anymore. I went back to school at Viterbo to get my special education teaching license. It was tough to make ends meet, especially when I had to leave my full-time job to do clinical hours and student teaching. But it was all worth it, and I got hired as an elementary school teacher while completing my student teaching in April. At the end of my first year of teaching, we welcomed our second son, Camden. Our sons have become quite the pair, and we can't wait to watch them grow up together. I'm currently in my second year of teaching in behavioral special education. My previous experiences have really helped shape who I am professionally. I have worked in non-school environments and school environments with different age students with varying behaviors and different home environments. I grew up in a two-parent white middle-class family, so I often do not relate to my students based on experience, but I build relationships with them so that they know I care about them. The phrase we use in my room most is, "We will never give up on you." My teacher assistants and I use this often to show our students that no matter what they say or do in a moment of anger or frustration, they know we are there for them and school is a safe place. I'm also a first generation teacher. No one else in my family is a teacher except my husband, who is a high school social studies teacher. We enjoy our summers together and debate many topics in education on a weekly basis. I look forward to continuing to learn and grow in the area of behavioral special ed. Behavior is often a growing concern, and I hope to bring strategies to students and teachers so everyone can be more successful in school.